Yeah, now it is audible. So, how are you feeling? सबसे पहले तो ये शेयर करो कैसा लग रहा है?
I think it obviously feels amazing. I mean, I worked for it and to succeed at it, I think it's a good feeling.
Okay, fine. Acha, what was your first reaction while seeing the result? And you are qualified in the result and you are on the top position. So, what was that reaction? First reaction regarding that?
I think I was happily surprised. A cousin of mine called me and told me that the results are out, and so first I thought he's like playing a prank or something. I checked the result and
Okay. So, how do you study it? What was your strategy if we talk about? कि क्या strategy रही है तुम्हारी?
okay. I don't know how to answer that question because I think due to the pandemic, I had a really long time for preparation. But like I would suggest that like sticking to the barrack does most of the job. And because I come from National University Jodhpur, my conceptual clarity was thorough even before I started preparing for Rajasthan Judicial Services. So most of the time studying through the barrack served the purpose.
Okay.
Like revise as much as you can.
There were some comments that you are not English medium, you are Hindi medium. So please kindly clear that comment also that you are English medium or you are a Hindi medium student.
For RJs, my medium was English. I've written all the papers in English except for the Hindi essay writing paper. My medium was English, and even before that, I did my graduation BSc LLB from NLU Jodhpur. So there also the medium is English throughout.
Okay, and you were in the Mainstret series of our academy, Takshshilla Academy. So how was the experience in that Mainstret series?
It was actually good because I did not take coaching from anywhere. I've only taken tests.
Yeah, that you have told me earlier also.
Yes, ma'am. So, and I think test series really helps. I've told this to anybody who has asked me also that practicing test papers is really important. It does two things. A, it keeps your confidence high because when we are studying so many subjects, what happens is when we have read one subject and move to second, third, fourth subject, we start feeling that we have forgotten what we have read in the first subject. But when you're doing constantly questions, you know that you remember things because when you're writing it, you remember it. Secondly, when we do test series or questions, what happens is we get a structure of how to frame the answer, and our mind is tricked. Like it works in a way that it can recollect the answer very easily because now it has accustomed to like recollect the answers and strategize the answer. So it doesn't take a lot of time for us to strategize the answer when we have practiced it beforehand.
Okay, fine. And the copies which I am showing on YouTube, they are your copies or not? In which you have mentioned.
They are my copies. All those answer sheets are mine. I have written those answer sheets.
Yeah, क्योंकि these are the things ना people ask कि मैम ये अंजलि की ही कॉपी है या किसी और की कॉपी है उसमें आपने नाम लिख दिया मैंने नहीं बेटा ये उसी की कॉपी है so these type of things comes out when someone is from our academy and it's like these things comes out like a mushroom. So what next
Those
will
are
be
my
your
answer sheets. I have sent the answers in the PDF format to you. Those are mine only.
yeah, and what will be your way forward after this achievement?
I'm just waiting for any further communication from the side of the High Court, and I don't know. I'm just looking forward to do the job to the best of my abilities, and I hope I'm worthy of the post that I hold and can deliver the responsibilities that will be bestowed upon me.
What will be your message regarding the upcoming aspirants for RJs or any judicial examination?
I think deliver your 100%. That's all that matters because success is not guaranteed. But like when you go to sleep at night, you should feel that you have given your 100%. That's all that matters. Beyond that, you can't help it. I mean, only 120 candidates were selected for the Rajasthan Judicial Service examination this year. That doesn't mean others didn't put in the hard work. A lot of them did, and a lot of them did all the things that are expected of you, and they did the right things. But there are only so many candidates who can qualify for the exam. And it doesn't mean we have done anything special. So there is a lot of luck that plays into it, of course. But I'd say like what worked for me throughout was you deliver your 100%, and then beyond that, there are factors that you can't control. So keep your
Secondly,
hands.
I want to ask something, Anjali, ki, if there is some person is there, and he or she is like starting he is on the A. If we talk about the alphabet, he is on the A, and he want to go to the Z. So, what strategy he should go through the prelims? He should go with the mains. What should he study? If in the beginning, if we talk about in the beginning there no vacancy is out, nothing is there, but there will be upcoming vacancy will be there. So for that beginner, what will be your advice?
I think for RJS, from my experience, I can say, I think sticking to the barrack, go through the barracks, read end to end, like from the first point of what's the title of the barrack and what year it was enacted in and what's the date of enforcement, because sometimes they can ask these questions in prelims, what was the date of enforcement, etc. So start from there and go till the last section, read everything. That's important. Refer to the guidebooks or the notes or case laws when you don't understand a concept. You don't have to read everything. You don't have to read every guidebook. That's not necessary. Do that to understand the concept, because the better you understand it, it'll be easier for you to remember. But beyond that, I think, like, if you're starting your preparation, stick to the barrack. Try to understand the concepts. And first reading should be your barrack reading. That's the first thing I would say, and that helps. For me, I think even during the mains examination, that helped. Like for answer writing, all I did was mention what's given in the barrack, and you don't have to
And that
remember
was
the
there in
exact
your
guidebook of
answers
the barrack.
also. That was there in your answers also when I have gone through that.
Yeah.
Chalo. Anything else you want to say
And
while
another thing I want to say, read newspaper. Like it's very important that we are updated with the news, not just like, of course, the legal news, like you should know what's happening in the Supreme Court at least, but also like news otherwise, like what's happening in the social political surroundings, etc. Because it's very important. Generally also, and I would also say, like from the exam point of view, because it helps in the interview, it immensely helps in the interview. You can't read or learn everything in that 1 month time period that you get for the interview prep. But if you're already if you know stuff already, it really helps. And secondly, also essay writing, I think it really helps if you know what's happening around. Like
correct?
read up on how caste impacts our society, how there is gender disparity, and anyway, like how marginalized communities are left out, or what's the state of economy. You don't have to know everything, but like you should have a basic idea of what all is happening around you.
What type of questions were asked in your interview?
Okay. So mostly they stick to the legal part. Like they didn't ask me personal questions that were asked, but primarily they stick to the legal part. So they asked me what my favorite subject was, and I said it was Constitution. So there were a lot of questions from Constitution. There were a lot of points in between also. For example, they said if what are the features in the basic structure, and one of the features is parliamentary form of government.
Correct.
So they said, what if tomorrow we want to bring in presidential form of government? What happens then? Will the basic structure stand in the way? Does that mean judiciary is making the law, etc., etc.? So that happened. They also asked me about Article 25 versus Uniform Civil Code ka conflict, and they're like, so why these contradictory provisions are inserted in the Constitution? So a lot of those questions were asked. They asked me about what's the legislative history of Juvenile Justice Act, as in why it was enacted in the first place in India. What are the international conventions regarding domestic violence, because of the Domestic Violence
From
Act?
the minor acts, they also asked from RJs.
They also asked me a few factual questions, like they gave me the fact situation and they asked me how to apply the law to that. At one point, they asked me a question from POXO Act, and they gave me the barrack. They told me the facts and they said, this is the barrack, look at the barrack and just tell us what will happen, because we want to see how you apply this.
Okay.
And they asked me a bunch of GK questions also.
What
One
kind
or
of
two
GK?
from Rajasthan.
Achha,
Sorry?
Rajasthan, related to Rajasthan.
Not just Rajasthan, general also. For example, they asked me who wrote Vande Mataram, and then they said, so what was Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay's, what was he by profession? What was his profession? He was a magistrate. I wasn't aware of that. So they told me that. They asked me that. They also asked me about some Padam Shri awardees. They asked me about late Sushma Swaraj, who was she, etc. So there were a lot. They asked me who was the first Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court. There were some specific to Rajasthan. There were some general GK questions also. I knew some of theirs. I didn't know others.
Okay. Anything? Any message you want to give to the aspirants through our channel?
Okay, I'll say don't stress, because this can, a lot of time it can get very challenging, and it's very competitive. So don't stress. Like, give your 100%, and it's okay. Whatever is happen, you will find a way in life. So it's all right. Like, don't stress about things and hold on to something that you think you are good at. Like, it's not what the world sees you for or what your friends might see you for, but you should know that this is what you're good at. Hold on to that. When things go down, you just know in your heart that you are good at it, so you will manage things. Yeah, that's all.
There is a very much
follow. Sorry.
No, I'm saying that
Yeah,
there is a very much change after being selected and previous Anjali. There is a change.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah,
But
there is a
maybe.
change. But when we were on the phone calls or discussing the answer keys, there was like a less confident Anjali, I will be saying. But now you are a very much confident, very much clear with your thoughts. That's the major thing that I have seen in you. That's very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, beta then. God bless you and congratulations once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.